Hey, welcome back to 3 poses a day for 30 days to relax all these muscles of the pelvic floor. I'm Tracy, and today we are doing something a little bit different. We will be standing, but we're also going to have our hands on the floor for the last posture. First pose you've seen before, we're doing mountain pose. We'll then do a forward fold, and if you have a wall or a door for support, I highly recommend it. And then our final posture will be downward dog. So I invite you to grab a block or two if you use them for mountain or for down dog, and then pause the video, grab your gear, and we'll get started. All right, the first posture is mountain pose. As before, the block is optional. If you're not using it, make sure the feet are hip distance apart. And then the block can go either between the calves or the inner thighs if you're using one. Give it a nice gentle squeeze just to help stretch and activate all these muscles. I invite you to rotate back and forth with the hips a few times. Make sure the pelvis is in neutral so you have a nice natural curve in the lumbar spine. And I want you to push down into the ground with your feet and release any tension in your toes. All right, we're not tying breath to motion this time. We're just going to relax the shoulders back and down. Arms are down at your sides, nice and tall through the spine. And we'll take 6 deep breaths. And remember, the chest rises, the ribs expand, and the belly fills with air all the way down to the pelvic floor. All right, here we go. 6 breaths. We'll start with a deep inhale and a nice long exhale. Nice and tall through the spine. You have 4 more deep breaths. Let's take 1 more breath together. Deep inhale, fill the belly. Nice long exhale. And at this point, my mother says, you breathe too long, but that's okay. All right, let's remove the block and we will transition into our forward fold. So let's come up to a wall and the feet are roughly the distance of your mat, maybe a little bit further. And what we want to do today, you have 2 options. One, if you want to go down into the forward fold we did in class 3, you're welcome to. You can come all the way down, sticking the tailbone toward the back of the head, bending the knees and reaching downward. Or you have the option of supporting your body on a wall. And in that case, the hands press into the wall or door if you have one. Step the feet back as long as you need to. And you push your booty out, pull the tailbone back and bend the knees. So you see the back is nice and elongated. You can adjust the height on the wall. And as you're pulling the tailbone back toward the back of the head, you'll feel the hamstring stretch. And you should also notice the pelvic floor stretch as well. So pick what works best for your body today, and we'll get started. All right, nice deep inhale. And on the exhale, hinge at the hips. Hips are parallel to the floor if you're coming down. Tailbone pulls back, and the feet are facing your wall or your door. Nice straight spine. Adjust the body as much as you need to. Knees can bend as generously as you need. And we're here for 6 breaths. Relax the neck and really accentuate the movement of the belly. Tailbone pulls back. 1 more inhale. And on the exhale, we'll slowly bring the body back up, nice straight spine. And we'll step the feet together. The last posture today is downward dog. If you need the support or want to adjust the height of the shoulders, I invite you to put 2 blocks against the wall. I'm a little blocked out from practices this week, but the blocks come here to support the hands. All right. So in downward dog, we will come into a squat to start. The hands are out in front of you. You might even start with kneeling. And with the hands, we will push the body, upper body back. We will come onto the toes, onto the base of the feet, and press the bottom up into the air. Now you'll notice my knees are bent, and that is on purpose. If I straighten my knees and try to put my heels to the floor, you'll notice my lower back is rounding quite a bit, which means the pelvis is no longer in neutral, and I'm not stretching like I want to. So in bending my knees and pulling the tailbone back, my spine's nice and straight. The lumbar spine has a nice natural curve, and I'm in the position I want to be in. And that is how we will do downward dog. And then if, of course, if you're on the blocks, you're pressing into the wall just to give you more support. Now, if down dog is too much for you, I do have a lot of students who have arm pain or wrist pain and they just can't do that motion pressing back. Don't worry about it. What I would recommend you do is come straight into puppy pose. So in that case, you will rest on the forearms. You will have the feet hip distance apart, keep the knees directly below the hips, and pull the tailbone back. And this will do just as great a job stretching the pelvic floor as downward dog. So the neck is relaxed. You can even extend all the way out, resting the forehead down. Lots of options here. But if you are okay with downward dog, I invite you to join me now. So we'll have the hands nice and firmly planted, the knees and the feet are hip distance apart, and we will press the booty up into the air, tailbone pulling back, knees bent, nice straight spine, relax the head, and ignore my belly sticking out under my shirt, and we'll be here for 6 deep breaths. Really focus on pulling that tailbone back to the back of the head. Let's take one more breath. And on the exhale, we'll very gently bring the knees down to the ground. And you can either bring your bottom to your heels and stay here for whatever you're doing next, or you are welcome to stand up because this is the end of our posture series today. So welcome to class 9. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope these muscles are feeling really yummy and stretched, and maybe the arms and the rest of the body too. So that's it for day 9. I'll see you tomorrow for day 10. I wish you well. Namaste.